In 1944, American paratroopers drifted off course during a night drop over occupied France. They landed in a valley choked by fog so thick it felt like breathing wet wool. Private Miller and Sergeant Vance spent hours trekking through silent woods until they stumbled upon a village not found on any tactical map Saint-Céneri. The village was eerily beautiful. Stone cottages lined a cobblestone square. Despite the war, not a single window was broken. There were no bullet holes or tracks in the mud. Vance led the way into a tavern, his Thompson raised. Inside was a scene of domestic perfection. Hot stew steamed in bowls. A glass of wine sat by a chair. A pipe rested in an ashtray, smoke still curling toward the ceiling. But the room was empty. Where is everyone? Miller whispered. They moved house to house, finding the same thing. Dinner's ready. Beds turned down and lamps burning low. It was as if the population had vanished seconds before they arrived. The only sound was the low, rhythmic tolling of the bell in the village church. Vance and Miller approached the heavy oak doors of the chapel. The air here smelled metallic and cloying, like a butcher's shop in summer. Vance kicked the doors open. Inside, the entire village was present. Dozens sat in pews, dressed in their Sunday best, backs straight, hands folded. They were perfectly still. "Hey," Vance barked. "Who's in charge here?" "No on move." Miller stepped toward a woman in the back row. He reached out a trembling hand and touched her shoulder. She tilted back slightly, and Miller screamed. The woman had no face. It wasn't a wound. Her skin had been surgically removed from hairline to chin, leaving a raw mask of muscle and bone. She had no eyelids, just wide, drying orbs staring at the altar. Every person in the church was the same. Men, women, and children sat in horrific silence, their faces harvested with precision. Suddenly, the heavy doors slammed shut. From the shadows of the pulpit, men emerged in grey SS uniforms, moving with a strange, jerky instability. Vance leveled his gun but couldn't fire. The soldiers didn't have German features. Their faces were held on by crude stitches and silver pins. One wore the face of a young girl stretched over a masculine jawline. Another wore an old man's skin over a youthful gaze. They weren't looking for prisoners. They were looking for repairs. A faceless villager let out a wet, bubbling gurgle. They were all being kept alive, waiting for their skin to be used when the soldiers' current masks began to rot. As the men in grey circled, Miller saw a pile of fresh, necrotic masks near the altar. The lead German reached for a tray of silver scalpels. His borrowed eyes fixed on Miller's unblemished skin, he leaned in and whispered in perfect English, "Don't worry. We'll make sure you stay awake for the fitting."